Oh yeah, don't get scared. Ooh. Do you see that beautiful picture in the background?
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
I want to go there.
I want to.
Have you never been there? You've never been there?
No, I'll be honest. The farthest east I've been so far is NASA, Texas, which is like really close to Louisiana.
And the only thing I've ever seen was like NCIS or NCIS New Orleans.
Yeah, that's the closest I can.
About
yeah,
it.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count. Wow,
Yeah.
no, it's a wonderful picture. It looks like Pirates Alley, actually.
Does it?
If I had to
I
guess.
was looking through a few of them. I couldn't pick like the perfect one.
No, that's wonderful. That's a wonderful, great shot. Really nice.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, well,
I haven't been downtown in a while. I haven't been downtown. I left downtown March 13th, and I haven't been back. So
you know, that reminds me. So I'm going to have this question for you in a little bit because, you know, we put on there, you headed the haunted
history tours, yes.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna save that for the best part, but she gave it away.
Okay.
So let's do this first. As everyone knows, we are on Paranormal, and if you are listening via the radio, which I know a lot of you guys are, thank you for listening. You can also start catching us on YouTube because we are streaming this live video right now, and you just go to a TMV Cafe on YouTube and you can check it out, because guess what? We have, of course, Miss Annie over there. So I still got to get my camera angles back right.
That's all right. I never know. It's like, no, this way.
Yeah. And this beautiful lady right down here.
No, that's easy.
Yeah. That is Miss Kalila Smith. And
hey, everybody.
Who is Kalila Smith? Well, she's the international, you heard me right, international psychic medium, paranormal investigator, author, lecturer, and was part of the tours of the haunted history tours of the French quarters of New Orleans.
New Orleans, yes.
Yeah.
Now, and I still am. We're just in lockdown for COVID, so we're not operating at full speed, but I'm still there at the helm of the ship.
Yeah, so the COVID thing definitely affected you there.
Oh, yeah, totally. So many people are affected. I mean, everybody's affected. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's been rough. You know, I get called out for counseling a lot, and it's hard to see so many deaths or the grief of families, and then as we're driving, I'm looking at businesses that can't open their doors, you know, and I'm just like, this hurts.
It's dreadful. It is. It's dreadful. But I mean, what can you do? What can you do? We have a pandemic, so it's kind of like, okay, so here we are, and we're all just doing the best we can, and you know, we're all just hanging in there best we can. So
a lot of things have been going video lately. These platforms, if you want to, I made a joke at the beginning of the COVID. If you wanted to make a lot of money in an investment, it would have been paper towels and toilet paper. The way they were flying off the shelves, you would have been rich. Okay, so now we're at a new year, new idea of something to invest in. It would be programs like these video type programs. So if you were to invest your money somewhere, this literally would be the place to do it at, because there's so many people that are booming with it. They're doing conventions now. Boy, this is messing up my hair. I can see these little rabbit ears popping up in the background. Okay. They're doing conventions. There's more and more video stuff that's going on. And you're just like, oh, how do I keep up? But this is the thing. You got to find the number one platform, and you could invest in that and probably make a killing. Probably. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm involved with a few podcasts right now, and we're getting ready to move into the video phase of everything. We're kind of on a little hiatus right now from just coming out of the
Right.
in between seasons. But
Yeah.
I'm involved in like 3 of them, and we're getting ready to really kind of make that leap into the video world.
Right. Well, I will say, I think Annie, you could probably agree or agree or disagree with me on this, but when we first started the video portion of this, we both were really nervous.
Really, really. Actually, as I said, I had to get dressed because at 9 o'clock at night, I'm usually in my jammies.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being in your jammies. See, I could work in my jammies. No, this is just.
No,
Yeah.
there's a place for everything.
Hey, okay. So is Walmart a place for pajamas?
Yes, I always get my
Well, it is
jammies at
now.
Walmart.
I'm
Apparently.
surprised I don't go to. Yeah, I don't go to Walmart as unless I absolutely have to. But I try to not go in that place. But yeah, I've seen on the internet people wear jammies into Walmart. It's bizarre.
Oh, well, not wearing jammies, but buying jammies.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, we went and that's why
Yeah.
one of the things we weren't here last week because we went to Walmart and I haven't been to Walmart in months. We went to the Super Walmart.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yes.
If you're
Well,
It was an ordeal, right?
I needed a ton of stuff. I had a list pages long. By the time I got out there, and then we had to go grocery shopping on top of that, I was dead by the time I got home.
Yeah.
I could not move. I was just in such pain.
Yeah. It's exhausting.
As I told Sarah today, I promise all we're going to do is go grocery shopping and little mini stops. And we basically did. By the time I got home, I was still tired, but because some place didn't have something, so had to go somewhere else. But
yeah.
And we stopped at a sub shop to pick up something to eat for lunch. And this was so interesting because after all this time, they're saying, is it for here or to go?
Mm.
I'm just like, wow, people are actually sitting down eating. Oh my God, get me out of here.
Yeah,
but,
we don't do the dining.
Where are you located, Annie? Where do you
I'm
where
in
do you
Owings
live?
Mills, Maryland.
If you don't know which part of the country you live in.
Owings Mills, Maryland. It's in Baltimore County.
Maryland. All right. Okay.
Maryland.
Now, Kalila, you're pretty well traveled, right? I mean,
I am. Yes.
Because we there's a lot of things we can go over here for a moment. But, you
a lot of places I haven't been, but I've been around quite a few places.
Are you at the point now where you could just say pick a place and I'll tell you if I've been there or not?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've been all around the United States. I hate to say this, but there's a lot of places that I don't care to see. And I mean, there's just a lot of places that don't I've been to the major cities in the United States. Yeah, I wouldn't want to like drive through the whole United States. Let's just put it that way. I don't need to see everything. I've seen the high points. Let's put it that way. I've seen the highlights, the major sightseeing places.
Yeah.
Been to Canada. My family used to live in British Columbia back in the late 70s and early 80s. So I've been to Vancouver, British Columbia. I've been to Mexico quite a few times. So that kind of covers North America right there. I haven't been to Alaska. I would like to see Alaska. I think Alaska would be a very cool place to be, but I haven't seen that. But I've traveled extensively through Central America. I've been down to Brazil in South America, and been all around the UK, Ireland, England, Cornwall, Wales, and Spain. So lots of places I have not been. I have been to those places.
Yeah. Well, I have 2 places on my bucket list if I could ever go to would be Scotland and Italy. That's all. If I could ever go to these, that's where I would go.
Very nice places.
So
I would like to go back to the UK.
Yeah. You do have a question from one of the listeners who says, any place on your bucket list that you would like to visit?
Yes. I'd like to visit. I'd like to see Alaska. Like I said, until COVID, I don't know if I'd want to ever do a cruise since COVID,
Right.
but
No.
I had always wanted to do the Alaska cruise, where you go and you take the cruise and you go through all the icebergs and everything and see Alaska that way. So Alaska would be on my bucket list.
Right.
And I'd like to go back to the UK, and there's other parts of Europe that I would like to see.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It could happen. I mean, right now we're so frozen. It's like, who knows if I'll ever get to go any of these places. But those are some of the places that I've always wanted to see. Let's just put it that way. So we'll see if it's doable.
I understand. I mean, I think I told my wife, I said, if we ever get the chance, we're going to get an RV and we're going to just travel for a while.
That's what Tom and I said.
Yeah. Just
you know what? That could be fun. I used to think that I want to do that because my brother did that when he retired. He traveled around a lot in RV. But I mean, I'm 62 now. So honestly, I don't think I'd be comfortable.
You're young.
I find that traveling, seriously, when you get older, traveling is not as comfortable. You know, I find myself starting to go, the hotel bed isn't as comfortable as my bed. Traveling is not as comfortable as it was, and I don't think I'd want to be in an RV traveling around at this age. I really don't. I mean, when I was 40, I would have thought I would, but it's like now I go, I don't think I would want to do that. I think it would be hard. I think it would be difficult because some things do, as you age, get more difficult.
Yeah. We drove 45 minutes to go make a delivery on some of the suites that we made. And, we stayed for like 5 or 10 minutes and came back. And I'm going to tell you what, 45 minutes one way, 45 minutes the other way, I was hurting.
Yeah, truly.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
hurt.
Used to be, I used to think there was nothing to hopping in my car and driving to Memphis for 5 hours. I mean, to me, that was like in the blink of an eye, I can be in Memphis. And then it turned into, I think I'm going to stay overnight and break it up into two trips.
Right.
That'll be a little bit better. And then it turns into, I don't think I'm going to make that trip this year. It's tough. You start getting arthritis and stuff like that. It's a little tough. Right. So, but when I was younger, I didn't think anything of jumping in the car and doing a 10, 12-hour trip. It was no big deal. But, when you get a little bit older, you go,
maybe
how long
not.
is that trip? How long is that? I don't know.
Is it worth it? I don't know.
About it.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, I've been to some tremendous places that were definitely. It killed me when I got home, but it was definitely worth it. A few years ago, I'd gone to Costa Rica, and this is when I first started having back problems because I have stenosis in my back, and I wanted to do everything in Costa Rica that I did not do on my first trip. So I was kind of there. I'm going to hit all these rainforests. I'm going to do all this stuff. And I went and I did the stuff. And one of the places I went to was a waterfall park. Ooh. Because on my first trip, when I was very young and went to Costa Rica, I fell on the waterfall trip. And I mean, that's back when I used to like what they call rappel, and you're going up there, you're climbing up the waterfall and you're up at the top, and I actually fell, which is one of the reasons I have, problems now. But I thought, wow, wouldn't it be nice to just go to a waterfall park where they're on display? Well, I went there and I took the little drive. I got in the little buggy. It took me all the way to the top waterfalls. And I didn't find out until I got there to the top that the only way down was to walk 750 steps.
No.
And I had this huge, and I had a huge camera around my neck with a huge lens because I wanted to take pictures of all of these wonderful animals. And I had the thing around my neck. And needless to say, I was in a fetal position in a wheelchair by the time they got me off the plane coming back from Costa Rica. And I said, okay, no more waterfalls. That was like, okay, cross that off the list. No more waterfalls. We've done the waterfalls. They were beautiful, but do I regret it? No. I mean, I got some fabulous. It was a wonderful experience, but it was painful afterwards. Right. It really was.
Yeah. Now the Memphis drive, we're going to just blame that on Alan. So it's all his fault.
I miss my Memphis drives. I miss going to Memphis. I love Memphis. I love going up to Memphis. I used to love to go up there and take my little break and get away from New Orleans and visit all my Memphis friends up there. I do miss going to Memphis. So I think once we're able to travel again, I'd like to go back to Memphis for sure.
Yeah, I keep telling him if I ever do travel, I'll go up that way. He's like, yeah, you got to come over here. We'll show you all the sites and everything. And then I hear, I guess he's battling it himself, the COVID. I'm like, not anymore. I'm going to stay here. This COVID thing
he's
really.
He's recovering.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it hurt everybody. Yeah, I mean that's No, he's recovering. He's doing better. And I mean, he's a trooper. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You
have to, by what I've heard, a lot of people say you have to be really strong to get through this. And there's a lot of people who have beaten it. They have the strong will and so forth, but there's people who just say, I can't take sickness anymore. I'm done with it. And they let it run its course.
It's hard.
So
it's hard. And I don't think anybody's really picking and choosing who gets to have an easy time of it and who doesn't. I mean, I think if you have pre-existing conditions, I have bronchitis problems. So I just found out recently, finally, after being 62 years old, I finally go to a doctor who told me, yes, your bronchitis is triggered by the cold, dry air. Because I'd be like, wait, when it gets cold, I get sick, and then I get it when it warms up, and people are like, that's ridiculous. And it's like, no, seriously. But it does. It sends me into bronchospasms. So, and that's the other thing with traveling. I can go somewhere and the change in weather, it's going to affect me negatively with the breathing. So, all of these little things, I think, well, wow, if I get COVID, I could have a rough time of it.
My brother-in-law was in the hospital twice.
Jeez, really?
That's scary. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because EV put in there that I need a beanie. So here.
Oh, so we all put hats on?
Yeah, we could all put hats on.
Hang on.
Do we need a hat?
We can do a hat.
I don't know that I have a hat. Let's see. Do I have a hat in this room? Yeah, I just recently turned this into my radio room. And you'll like this, EW. Let me see if I can do it without knocking the entire
I don't know if I can put it on with my thing, but it's my dad's hat. My dad. Oh, he was so dapper, and this got a little feather.
Yeah.
Feather. So it's not going to fit with my headphones.
No, I'm going to put a hat on. Now don't laugh, because actually this is leftover prop from the Halloween show that we did. I don't have a hat, but I have horns. There we go.
There you go.
Horns. And there they are. There they are, the horns. Yes.
That's
so there you go. But I don't have that's the closest I have to a hat back here. I'll be knocking over the tripod behind me if I move around too much. But
pay no attention.
I'm still getting the hang of this thing. Yeah, I know. It's like all of this stuff. But
yeah. Okay, so let's take a minute here and let's talk about it. You've done psychic work on Paranormal Investigations and have been showcased on the Travel Channel, A&E, History Channel, Sci-Fi, which we will spell the correct way. Sorry, BBC, Discovery, and ID. Whew.
Yes.
Did I miss any?
And more than that, maybe, I don't know. What happens with a lot of the shows, because I mean, some of these shows, people will see a show and they're like, oh man, you look great. And I'm like, okay, it's probably from like 15, 20 years ago. They're like, oh wow, you look great. And I was like, oh, well, thanks for recognizing me from that far back. But, it's probably an old show. But what I found out with Travel Channel, for instance, I know for a long time, they were all kind of a conglomerate of Discovery. So you might be on a Travel Channel show here, and then eventually that show winds up being redone as a different name under Discovery, and sometimes you'll see it somewhere else, and then it'll be over here, and it's like, you just never know. And a lot of the reenacts that were done on some of those shows back in the day were reenacts that I did on a documentary I produced. So I've recycled those all over the place. So let's recycle.
I watch a lot of those
Now,
during the day while I work. So
we also have to mention I failed to tell Annie this, so she's going to get me for this, okay? But Kalila is an author, and she has several books out.
I know because I looked it up on Amazon and I was going to
wow.
get some today, but my Kindle is like needs to be recharged.
Okay.
So I'll do that
goodness.
tomorrow. Everything, my
Yes,
cell
please
phone
do.
is
Please
always
do.
dead, and
Yeah, well, you could
Let
get
me know.
Kindle for your PC as well.
Yeah, you can. You can. You can get the app.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can get
I
pretty much
think I
any
can
on
get that on
anything.
there. But I like reading in bed or something, or you
well,
know.
that's when you get yourself a nice Surface laptop.
I need to get a new laptop. I need to get new headphones. I was there at Best Buy today when Tom was looking for a game, talking to this young man, very nice, at Best Buy. And I actually told him about us to tune in tonight. So if the gentleman from Best Buy is listening, hello, sweetie. You are a nice man. I will be back. He's going to try to set me up with some headphones like these.
Ah.
Can I make my announcement? I mean, I know this is not.
It's exciting
do.
news.
It's
Why
exciting.
not? Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I don't mean to interrupt because I really want to hear all this. I'm going to be a grandma again.
Yay.
Yay!
Yep, little
too.
baby girl Bauer. Don't know her name yet, but yep, she's due in June.
They'll come up with the name before.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. While we're on the
After 3
subject,
grandsons.
I've got a great grandson who's 3.5 years old, and getting ready to have a great granddaughter anytime now. She's her name is Sage Ivy, and she's going to be here pretty soon. So we don't know when. She might be on her way out this as we speak, but she's coming very, very soon. That's a wonderful thing.
I know. I'm so
Babies are
excited. Okay,
It's
and then
wonderful.
Sarah, that's another reason it took me forever in Walmart because I was looking at baby girl clothes and baby girl stuff. Oh, come on, it's fun, you know.
I won't deny it. When we go shopping in Walmart and we pass the little girls' dresses, or these, you see the little boys' suits and stuff, and we look at each other and say, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
it is cute. It's cute.
And Tom says, he was like dragging. He was dragging, and it's like, you don't look excited. He says, I'm excited for you.
Oh, I know what that means.
Yeah, well, being a stepdad, and so it's stepgrand, but he just loves the other boys, and we don't get to see them, because of this COVID thing, because they live in New York, upper state New York. That's kind of 4 or 5 hour drive. It's not bad. But the other one, they live in North Carolina. That's going to be 7. I don't care. I pray that's over because I want to be there when that baby comes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully you will be. Hopefully you will be.
Okay. I had to reply to that comment. I'm sorry. In the Walmart where she's at, Evie, she said that they put the baby stuff next to the dog
clothes. First off, I would never dress my dog. I have a pit bull. I would never dress him up. He would probably smack me upside the head.
I don't think he'd go for that too much. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, my Catzilla here, he doesn't. It takes me forever to get a collar on him.
Mine don't have collars. Yeah. Forget that. Yeah. I tried the harness thing because Deanie kept trying to get out and got a harness for him.
My cat before I did that, and I could take her for a walk like a dog. Oh man!
Wow!
I pull that thing, yeah. I could take my cat for a walk. The second I pull the leash out, she was right there at the door, ready to go. She knew what that meant, and I mean,
I guess you can train him right. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to do it for him, and
have any part of that.
Her mother missed the overlap when they were shopping for her niece.
Oh,
Sweaters and tutus, yes.
okay. So
Sorry about that. I had to. I was just so excited.
So let's
Yeah,
talk
it's
about
wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk about some of the books that Kalila has out. This is a quick list for those who might be interested. We have Searching for Spirits, the ultimate guide for ghost hunters, Seance Experiments, of course, Kalila Smith, Tales from the French Quarters, woohoo!
Yes.
Miami's Dark Tales, Afterlife Mysteries Revealed, New Orleans Ghost, Voodoo, and Vampires Journey into Darkness. And last,
yes, that's the first book I wrote. Yes.
Yeah. Do I say the last one? How are you handling that? Because it's been a while since I've talked to you.
It's finished. It's been finished. Seance Experiments. Yes.
No, I meant the one, Farewell, My.
Oh, the other one, Farewell, My Forever Child. That's what I self-published. Yes, it's available. It's out there. It's on Amazon, and it's basically how I handled the death of my special needs child, because in fact the 25th will be 8 years, and
oh my God,
it's very difficult. And any child, 8 years. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, I feel like I was just
losing a child for anybody is bad, but there's special concerns when you lose a child that you've been their caretaker like their whole life. She was almost 30, and so we were kind of inseparable. So it's a different kind of grief. It's a different kind of grief. It's a complicated kind of grief, and I wrote about that. And then there's Seance Experiments, which is out. And it's been out for a few years, and I'm actually working on 2 more right now.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm anxious to find out about those. Yeah. Are they all?
Yeah, I can't give any names out. Actually, the new ones. I'm working on one now. It's kind of funny that I put the devil horns on, because I'm kind of writing about evil. And I can't give a whole lot out. I can't reveal what the name is or anything, but I'm actually writing with another medium who's a very close friend and colleague of mine. We've worked together since 2003, Billy Roberts of England. And he is co-writing. He invited me to co-write the book with him. And we are writing about, people. There's so many books out about the afterlife. What's it like when you die? What's the other side like? What's it like for those people? What about those spirits that are still earthbound? There's an entire realm of spirits that are earthbound, because it's not just here or there. There's many different layers to the other side. And, for those people, we're talking about paranormal stuff. What people don't realize, and I realized this after Stephanie passed, was that everything I'd done for 20 years, I was not doing true mediumship. That's why I started traveling more and learning more about mediumship, because what I had been communicating with was just that earthbound realm. And that's what I'm writing about right now. Billy Roberts is some of, what is that? And a lot of it is negative, and a lot of it very spooky. And, there's a lot of people dabbling with things they really shouldn't be dabbling with. So it's kind of dark. It's kind of dark. And then we're going to be writing another one about magic. Specifically New Orleans magic. So,
okay, now we're not.
One first one.
When you say magic, are we talking like,
magic.
those magic? Like, we tell people, hey, check it out, and then presto, we've got, a coin or something. We could.
No. The other kind of magic.
Yay!
Magic.
Yeah. Okay. Magic. Okay.
Yes,
no, I have to ask, because it's one of those things that I've always liked street magic, or at least the sleight of hand. But a lot of the time the people.
I'm not that coordinated to even do that, much less write about it. So no, it's.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be that good at that.
You have to give them that, because remember when we first had you on, we mentioned the very first time we said voodoo priestess, and everybody's like, oh my God, and it's like, wait, no. Hey, okay, we got to explain that. So we encompass that whole thing to give them an understanding.
No, you have to. You see, the thing is, Voodoo is a religion. Voodoo is a religion, and in every early religion of that kind, whether it's voodoo, Wicca, whatever, you have the religion and you have the magic.
Right.
You can practice religion, never ever do any magic. Some people practice the magic and never ever practice the religion. I don't recommend to do. My policy is, if you don't know what you're dealing with, stay away from it. But no, it's strictly the magic is what I'm going to be writing about after the one I'm writing about now. So
I got to admit, that's when he said that too. I was like, okay.
Well, yeah, because
sticking pins and dolls and what I can't. I'm going to be honest, because I'm always honest. When I first saw you, it's like, she doesn't look like a voodoo. At least the ones on TV, or the movies.
See, that's just that. There's no sensationalism. I stepped away from voodoo many years ago because my godparents were gone, and I started working with a house of Santeria, and I got involved with that, where I did not get initiated, and so I've been in many different traditions over the years, but no, the whole woo-woo thing, and that's just it. When you talk, I have a voodoo tour that I created to just like dispel those Hollywood myths. People in voodoo aren't necessarily when I'm dressed in these costumes. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, and like you mentioned, the dolls. Actually, voodoo dolls have nothing to do with Legend of Voodoo. They don't exist in voodoo. The dolls actually come from European puppets, and in very early it's European sympathetic magic, and in very early European times, medieval times, within the Inquisition and all of this, where you had people still practicing these earthbound religions, the puppet was based on sympathetic magic. Okay. People lived very far away from each other. So people who did herbal healing or healing like we do today, people associate that with like new agey kind of stuff. And it's actually very old age. So if you could not physically be there with someone, what they would do is they would make a puppet, a doll out of that person. It would be a replica of that person, little rag doll kind of thing. And they would pin something to it, an article of clothing, a lock of hair, something that represented that person, and the doll would represent that person, and they would do magical work on the doll. Now, they would stick pins in the doll to represent areas that they're focusing their energy, because it's all about energy, and it's all about where you focus the energy in any kind of magical work like that. So, in other words, a pin to the heart might be to heal a broken heart. Not necessarily give somebody a heart attack. A pin to the head might be to heal a headache or heal bad dreams. Not necessarily give somebody an aneurysm. That's all Hollywood stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
I can promise you. No, I can promise you, if sticking pins in a doll could kill and maim people, I would not be divorced. I'd be a very wealthy widow. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how silly would that be? Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think nobody's going to have that kind of power over somebody else to be able to do that kind of stuff. That's Hollywood. That's the Hollywood horror movies. That's the horror movie stuff. That's not how it works at all.
No, and
some of the voodoo is, it's a doll that represents the Loa, or the sacred energies of voodoo, and supposedly they're infused with the energy of that doll. For instance, if you got one that's that represents love, that energy of that deity would come to you to bring love into your life, or to bring prosperity or something.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's why I mentioned when you said the magic, because that's the first thing that comes to mind, is somebody doing what we see today on TV is the street magic, and, people are like, well, wait, how do you do that? I mean, that's, and so, instantly the first thing they say is that's impossible. And it's like, no, it's not. I mean, you take the coin and you just flip it through the air, and then you catch it, and you're good to go. I mean, it's really that simple. Or is it? But see, when we talk magic, you talk about sleight of hand. And as I said, people say, you pay attention over here, the real magic's happening over here, but that's politics too. They say, take a look at this fool, and we're going to mess up everything over here. No, I know I'm probably going to get back on that, but
diversion.
we need to, when we talk about the different things, we have to specify. I mean, think about it. When,
no, you do. There's a lot of variations of it. Yes.
yeah. Paranormal first started, nobody understood what an EVP was, an EMF was. You know, they didn't understand. Oops, they didn't understand any of that. They said, "Well, what is this?" You know, and oh my God, it's bad, it's evil. No, it's just science, and science has been considered evil at times too. But it's just their way because they want something solid. They want to hold on to that and say it's real. See, you know, and so.
Yeah. See, that's it with mediumship and all. There's things on that other side. There's things in that other level of existence that can't be proven by our science. That's just it's not within our five senses to be able to see, hear, or that's what makes it paranormal. You see, so there's things that I mean, I always thought it was kind of strange. Like paranormal groups who would say, well, we only do the scientific stuff. We only do the scientific stuff, and we don't believe in mediumship. And it's like, but how? We don't believe in spiritualism. Well, how? But you're dealing with spirits. So sometimes, and Alan and I used to argue about this because I'd say, sometimes you can't prove, just because you can't prove something's there doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Greatest answer to that, was in a movie. Okay. The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Remember when the little boy says, does $1 million exist? And he says, why, yes. Well, how do you know? You've never seen $1 million.
Never seen it, yeah.
But we hear about millionaires.
I've never seen it.
Billionaires. Yeah, exactly. I mean, so how do you know what makes it, and so no, you're right. Just to add to it, if you go with a religious side, there's a lot, because I have people who tell me, why do you do that? There is a religious side to it too. And if you read the Bible talks about spirits as well. The Holy Spirit, evil spirits, demons, it talks about these things as well. So
it's very real.
Yeah. So if we were to just sit back and stick with one platform, the life would be dull. It's, okay, this is the way you say it, it's got to be, we're going to do that. And there's nothing.
Right.
So no, I appreciate that, and that's why I say, me, you know how I get detailed in certain things, anyways.
Right.
So, but the biggest thing is, of course, if anyone wants to, they need to go to your website, KalilaSmith.com, and check it out, because there's a lot of cool things on there, a lot that we won't be able to get into the show tonight, but there's also this wonderful video right there in the front of Haunted in New Orleans Part 1 with her and Billy Roberts.
Is that on YouTube?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is a YouTube video.
Yes, it is. Yes, it's called Haunted in New Orleans. It's a Part 1, Part 2. That's actually where Billy and I first worked together. It was a documentary that was done by Sony UK. And it was the documentary that accompanied the PlayStation 2 game Ghost Hunter. And they had put a little documentary in the game. And Billy and I we did the documentary, and we went to different locations that were associated with locations in the game. So they had like a ship, and we went to a ship, and we did an investigation on a ship. They had a haunted swamp, so we went to a haunted swamp. And so it's very cool. Very, very cool.
And one more time
on that. It's called Haunted in New Orleans, and it's got Kalila Smith and Billy Roberts in it. And that was the first time they all came in from Liverpool, England, and I was the only American on this UK project. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that when we get off.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. and so, it's great. And Billy and I still work together. And we've done some podcasts together. We're getting ready to do some video stuff as well on a little YouTube show called Afterlife. It's called Afterlife podcast, and I call it Afterlife Radio and Video. Yeah. So it's all in the works. So It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of
We'll
fun.
remind me to talk to you afterwards, and we'll discuss some things for you to help you guys out.
Sure.
Now, again, this is one of those things. We have so much to go over. You go to the website, and there is tons of things to talk about, from anywhere from her bio to, like I said, she's been in different tours, book signings. The new books that you got coming out, are you going to be doing them through Dark Oak Press again?
No, actually, Billy has arranged these. These are actually going through a literary agent in London. So
Okay.
I'm really not sure who they're going to be published with.
Yeah, I couldn't answer those because I don't know how they do those things over there. So there's a lot of different.
Yeah. So it's some different things. Yeah. So hopefully, I don't know how long it'll take. Well, we're just about finished with the first one, but yeah, It's actually with a literary agent. So it's exciting stuff. Yes.
We had a guest ask once because, the French Quarters, beautiful, beautiful area. As Annie said, the only time I've ever seen it, and that's true, that's the only time I've ever seen it too, is when it's on NCIS New Orleans. So the one question that came in, if we ever had a guest that was from there, and I did respond and told them we had you, was there or is there a place that has ever really scared you over there?
Well, yes. There's a couple of different places that really scare me, but they're not necessarily in the French Quarter. One was the State Palace Theater on Canal Street, which no longer exists. I think they're putting a hotel there now. I think they're building a hotel, and that should be very interesting. But that place was, when we did an investigation there, it was abandoned. And it was right before Katrina, before it got filled up with water and totally destroyed. But that place was very haunted. It was the old MGM Theater from the 1930s. And They had, in the 1980s, done a lot of raves there. Unfortunately, very sadly, a lot of drug overdoses, a lot of suicides were there. A lot of kids, getting into fights, shooting each other. It was pretty violent. A lot of violent deaths there. But that was a creepy place. But I think it had a lot of ghosts that had been in there for a very, very long time, though. And when I say that, I do want to clarify, because I don't believe nobody's stuck. Nobody's stuck here. Nobody's trapped. There's no trapped ghosts anywhere. And most hauntings are really residual. But nonetheless, the energy was very, very strange. And one of the weirdest things that really kind of creeped me out there was a certain point in which I realized I needed to go back into the actual theater to get a bag to go onto where we were going to go do the investigations. And I had left some of the gear on the right in the theater on the stage. So right. I walked through this big, huge theater. It still had the big, beautiful, red velvet draperies coming down. And when I got to the stage, I had my back turned to all the seating, and I suddenly got this chill, like I had 1,000 eyes on me. And I looked around, and I looked up in the balcony, and it looked like people sitting in the seating in the balcony. And I thought, oh, wow, that's really weird. It looks like people up there. It's really strange. So I went outside, and I told the other people that were with me, you had a group of 5 people, and I said, yeah, this is something really weird. And they're like, oh, let's go up there and let's go see. Well, we got all the way up there up to where this balcony was, and we get up to this tip top of this balcony, and what was the eeriest part was getting up there, and of course there were no people in the seats, but there were no seats.
Right.
It was just
an
empty balcony.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that kind of that was the first time I saw a shadow person, was in one of the costume closets there. And that was bizarre. That was strange. But there's another area right along the French Quarter, like right before you go into the French Quarter, there's a street, Rampart Street. And that place is very creepy. There's a lot of dark energy on that particular street, and I won't go anywhere on it.
Let me ask you.
There's just a lot of dark energy there.
How long does your tours usually last? Like if somebody went to say, I want a tour.
Usually 2 hours.
2 hours? One day
About
when
2 hours, give or take, yeah.
one day when you want, we're going to have to do a 2-hour special and allow you to let us stream you live giving a tour of the French Quarters.
Okay.
That would be fantastic.
Now I won't be down there though. I don't go down there anymore. I don't personally do the tours anymore.
Right.
Because I have people that do that. I mean, my back can't take it anymore. I don't standing and walk around and do the tours anymore myself. I kind of retired from that, but yeah, I can certainly do something virtual.
About 30 minutes in, 30 minutes in, you would get me bent over like, I'm fine. Just keep going. I'll catch up.
It's taxing when. Yeah, after a while it gets taxing, but you know, if you don't have a bad back, it's great. But yeah, they usually last about 2 hours, you know, give or take.
Right. Okay, here's a question for you. Do you believe in
psychic layering over time? I don't think I understand what does she mean by psychic layering? I need some clarification. I've never heard that term before, so I'm not real sure what she's referring to.
Okay, Evie, you'll have to re-ask that one. Another question, can you discuss significant paranormal events in your life?
Oh, many of them. I mean, yeah, I mean, I can remember the first paranormal thing I saw when I was little. In fact, I did one of the podcasts on childhood frights. I mean, I'll never forget. I'm not real sure how old I was. I was young enough to still be sitting on my mother's lap in a rocking chair drinking a bottle. I know that I was young enough for that, but I was sitting up. I wasn't a tiny infant. I was sitting up. I still slept because I remember the moon was very full, and I grew up in one of these old houses, these old shotgun houses. And, you know, we didn't have air conditioning back then. They were a big raised house and it had the windows open. And I remember seeing this big full moon outside, and I was sitting on my mother's lap, and the moon was full and bright. And then I remember seeing little faces in the window, these weird, it looked like children with these like masks, like a paper mache mask on their faces. And these little faces peering in the window at me. And I remember putting my hands over my face, and my mother thought I was scared of the moon. I can remember my mother later always saying that I was scared of the moon. It wasn't the moon I was scared of, it was the faces in the window. But I wasn't old enough to tell her that there was faces in the window. Now, what makes that so strange is because a lot of people are like, well, maybe it was, you know, kids trying to scare you. I was in a raised house. They didn't even have ladders back then that were tall enough to fit that a child could get up there and put their face in the window.
Yeah. And most of the houses in New Orleans are raised houses, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're raised houses. So you figured, I mean, I think there had to be a good 6 or 7 steps going up to walk into that top level. So your windows were high. They weren't ground level. They were not ground level by any stretch of the imagination. They weren't quite a second story, but they were high enough up that no one could be standing on the ground, especially a child, and see into it. It would have been physiologically impossible. So that's one of the first things. And I saw spirits through my house all the time as a child, and I kind of turned it off. I turned it off for a long time, got involved in, you know, just life, you know, being a teenager, you know, growing up, having kids, doing all this stuff. Then later turning it back on, like in my 30s, start really paying attention. You know, I had to move around a few times to realize that it wasn't the house I grew up in, because I always blamed it on the house. It was that house. There's something wrong with the house. And then I realized it's not the house, it's me. Because everywhere I go, it's there. All this is still there, no matter where I'm at, it's still happening. So, you know, it took a while to, and it's a journey for anybody. It's for a journey. But I'm interested in the question about layering of the psyche, because I've never heard that expression before. So I'd like to answer that question, but I don't.
She says
quite understand what
psychic layering. She means historical imprinting of energy over time.
Yeah, that's what we used to call in the old days a residual haunting. Yes, it's an energetic imprint of something that happened, and it's stronger if it's a trauma or a very, very strong emotion. So yes, over 90% of all hauntings are residual hauntings. And it's interesting. I've never called psychic layering, but it's interesting because a negative residual haunting I find more frightening than a negative entity that's an intelligent entity. And the reason I say that is I've gone into places that had such strong residual or layered energy like that, that's imprinted in the area, and have it literally like just hit me. I was talking to somebody very recently about Vicksburg, and I said, I don't ever want to go back to Vicksburg. I went there just to hang out and just to look around. I didn't go there to ghost hunt. And the energy was so strong, not realizing that the whole town of Vicksburg was a battlefield, that I couldn't come out of the hotel room. I mean, literally, I got what I call, what in my terminology for it is psychic blindsided. It was just so much intense energy hitting me all at once that it was unbearable. And I went and hid in the hotel room, and basically like la 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 la, so I wouldn't have to deal with it. But yes, absolutely. The residual haunting is a very, very, they're the most common of all hauntings, and yes, they're very real and they can be very powerful. And I've gotten physically sick. I've seen other people get physically sick by being around it too much. So yes, it does exist.
And I'm not going to ask this in a direct way of like someone else will just put it in different terms, but I've always heard other mediums that we've had on over the years talk about being able to turn it on and turn it off like a light switch. There is no
turning on, turning off.
Right.
There is, but you have to learn how to control it. And I'll get to her question in a second, because I like these questions she's sending me. But yeah, you do have to learn how to control it. It is one of the things, because when you're younger, that's why it's so out of control. You get blindsided by things because you're not really expecting things. But it's all about frequency. Everything in the universe is about vibration and frequency.
Right.
And it's just a different, I have to be in my right brain. Okay, so it's all right brain activity, but also it's all about raising your vibration as well, because people on the other side, they're vibrating at this much higher level than we are. And if you've ever heard the expression, people saying, oh well, time on the other side is going a lot faster than it does here, and that's very, very true. We are moving at a much slower vibrational rate. So what the medium has to do is really raise their vibration rate, so that you don't have this going on, you have this, and this is how they do the communication. So it's all about frequency and vibration, and about learning when to turn it off and when to turn it back on. I've learned how to just literally do a shift. But sometimes you get busy. Sometimes you get busy not paying attention, and you think you're just going to go take a vacation somewhere, and you go, and it just hits you all at once, and it kind of takes you by surprise. But no, it's definitely something you can learn to control. It's something you definitely learn how to attune to, and so forth. Now, the young lady was asking a question about, can you see different time frames at the same time? Yeah. Yes, sometimes you can. Yes, you can. You can also, actually, people's spirits have been known to bilocate. Like your loved ones visiting, giving messages. There's been cases, it's been proven, where a spirit of the same person can be talking to one medium over here and still giving a message to another medium over here, to different family members at the same time. So yes, that's very, very common. You can see, but once you transcend that physical body and you're starting to tap into that other side, you can see different dimensions and different frequencies at the same time. And those who are on the other side can actually bilocate. They can be at two places at one time.
Interesting.
So I hope that answers the question.
I think I would say that would solidify my thought there, except for the energy flow that Annie would have in Walmart.
Okay, quit with them. Okay, after all that time in Walmart, I forgot the most important thing that I came for, and my husband said, I will put the stuff in the car. You go get your stuff. So that was another 10 minutes to find it, but Yeah,
well, see, we ordered some.
I do the online thing. I order online, it gets delivered. If I forget something else, I just go back online, I get it.
I would have done that, but it was something special that you'll find out sometime soon.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I ordered online for delivery, and I got all the stuff that Stella asked for, my wife, and I still never got what I wanted. So yeah, still got to go to the store.
It's still there, probably. It's still there, probably. You can go back and get it.
Yeah. It was milk. It was just to order some milk, but I never got it. I
always forget something, even if it's on the list. It's like,
oh yeah.
She put
I'll come back for it. Somebody's in there in the way.
Yeah. Well, she put the groceries away, and she goes, by the way, did you get milk? Ah, crap. I didn't order it.
So, yeah. Look, I get out one day a week. I should, I try to make the most of it, but yeah, I kind of went overboard. But
yeah, I mean, it's sometimes you go into the store, you can't help it. It's those impulse buys.
No, I try not to impulse buy anymore.
Yeah, don't take me into a what is it, like Office Depot or something, because I always pass the tape recorders and I'm thinking, ooh, that would be an awesome EVP device.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that one! And I'm just
I'm like that in Home Depot.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I would rather go to Home Depot than go shopping for shoes.
A Lowe's or Home Depot, yeah.
Oh my God, it's like
toy store.
Yep.
Yep, that would be me.
I can't go in those places. I'm allergic to the smell of all of that wood, that cut up wood.
Well, see now, if
you
could do it now with a mask on.
Yeah, now it's coming in. Going to be gardening season.
I don't. If I go to Home Depot, I go in the gardening section. I go in that door and I come.
I can't wait to start
where the wood is.
Yeah, you don't want to know temperatures here. We had 2 days of below freezing, which is like 32 degrees, so a little bit below that. 31
at night or during the day.
At night. So today's temperature was.
I thought you were in Texas. You're not in Texas.
I'm in Texas. Yes, I'm in San Antonio.
Okay, so. Oh, okay. Then I know people in San Antonio. Yeah, well, not a lot.
Yeah, we're not that far from each other. So Annie's like, I need to get
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, San Antonio. The people that I'm with on one of the podcasts, the Seance Room. My co-host, I'm the honorary.
Yep.
Victor and Linda, you know Victor and Linda. Yeah, they're Mama C. They're all in. Well, Victor and Linda are now in Virginia, but they were in San Antonio. Yes.
They need to listen very
carefully. Closer to me.
Yeah, they need to listen very carefully. Okay, this is the best advice I can give Victor and Linda right now. Come back to San Antonio. There we go. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, we're supposed to get snow on Tuesday, so.
Oh, on Tuesday, huh? Okay, hold on. Alexa, what's the weather for the next 7 days?
In San Antonio for the next 7 days, expect showers on Saturday and Sunday, with sunny skies Monday through Wednesday. On Thursday and Friday, it should be cloudy. Daytime highs will range between 64 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, peaking on Sunday.
See, did you see her? Did you see her? As soon as she said 70s, I saw Annie's face just turn. I
was. Well, if it was just me and you, you know what I would have probably done.
Yes, I know what you're going to do.
We have a little bit warmer weather. We got the rain right now, and it's going to be in the 60s. Yeah.
Well, look,
we have
mills.
We finally got some rain. I mean, we had like the driest year last year.
We haven't had any much rain.
Yeah, it was horrible. We were in drought conditions. They were actually telling people, don't even barbecue. You can start a fire.
Really? Oh, wow. That's scary. Yeah. That's really scary.
So,
that's scary. We never get like that. We're always very humid. We never get real dry. But it got cold. We had a cold snap and it got real dry, and that made me sick. That threw my bronchitis like into the next world.
Yeah, that dry will hurt really quick, especially when you're used to the moisture.
I went out COVID. I was like, oh my God, what do I have? And they're like, no, it's not COVID. It's
yeah.
When does hurricane season start?
Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
June 1st, normally through November 1st.
Oh, okay.
But
and every one of them, out of
season. So.
Yeah, but I guess
Yeah, we have
you
one.
know, Mother Nature doesn't look at the calendar.
No, well,
Yeah.
that's true. But as we didn't get them like they said we would, they all veered off towards Louisiana, and I felt so bad for you guys over there because I was like, "Oh, you poor
Yeah.
folks! You can't, I mean, come on, really give them a break."
Yeah, I'm still making fence repairs on some of the stuff that happened with that last one. So, but thank God that's all that we have. So, you know.
Let's do this. We are at the top of the hour, and I know I told Miss Kalila we were going to go an hour. Unless she wants to keep going, that's up to her. But I do want to make the announcement of some guests that are coming up. Now,
Okay. Yeah, I will have to split at the top of the hour because I got some calls I've got to make with my job. So, but
you need to go.
Who do you have coming up?
Well, next week we have Christopher St. Booth.
No, that's the 29th is next week.
Wait, the 29th is next week. Okay, I don't
We
have
Fike Paranormal.
Fike Paranormal. There it is. Yes.
And then
Christopher St. Booth of the Booth Brothers, who we've talked. You should be familiar with the Booth Brothers.
I'm not. You know, I'm very much out of the loop, and people think I'm crazy. But like I said, I live in a bubble. I do nothing but work because, you know, I've got the haunted tours, but I've also got another company that I run called VIP City Tours, which is a bus tour company. And then I've got the writing, and then I've got the podcast, and then I've got the. So I'm really not. I don't watch TV for starters. So if somebody's on any of the new shows that are out there, I don't watch them. Oh, no, I don't have TV.
The Booth Brothers started off with paranormal investigating and stuff, and then they ended up going into a lot of filming, which they actually got their hands on the original diary from this true story of The Exorcist, which was about the boy, and they've gone on with a lot of stuff since then.
Oh, so, good for them. Okay, yeah, I'll have to watch that because, I'm like I said, the book that I'm writing about is a lot of that kind of stuff, and I was just researching about that possession, about that little boy, and some of the other exorcisms, the real exorcisms that have been done. And it's some amazing stuff, absolutely amazing stuff. But you know, it's kind of spooky stuff, though. It really is. It's pretty spooky.
Right.
The real stuff is spooky.
I have my things backwards, so please forgive me. Fike Paranormal is next week.
Right.
And then the following week is Christopher St. Booth. And as soon as we got a confirmation, the guy who wrote Haunted San Antonio and Haunted Austin, San Antonio and the Hill Country, will be joining us. Michael Varhala will be back.
Good.
Yeah, so we'll have him coming in.
I have a couple of his stuff.
We might actually be doing, I don't know if they're going to consider it, but a crossover with David Childers and his group that they do their show, and we might cross over and be both. Who knows? We'll find out.
That's very nice. Well, I am going to cut out at the top of the hour right now, and I really appreciate you guys inviting me. It was so wonderful to meet you, Annie. And I really enjoyed answering some of those questions, and I hope I answered that young lady's questions that had those questions about that. I hope that what I said made sense to her. But this has been a lot of fun. I'm going to get back to work now.
Okay, and, thank you, Kalila.
But anyway, thank you guys so much, and y'all hang in there and stay safe. And hopefully y'all will get down to New Orleans soon, and then we can take you out on a tour.
I would just have a nice time together. We don't need a tour. Just hang out with Miss Kalila is going to be the greatest thing in the world. Right?
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much, CW. And Annie, it was a pleasure. Enjoy Grandbaby. That's going to be
you, and I cannot wait to read some of your books.
Thank you. Let me know what you think. And people can friend me on Facebook. It's Facebook.com.
Oh, and I will be sending you one.
Yeah, send me a little to connect with me on Facebook as well. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, love. And hit this little red button here, and I'm out of here.
Okay, thank you, Kalila.
Is that what I do? The little red button? Bye. Bye, guys. Have a great night. Thank you so much.
All right. So yeah, really excited, and I'm sorry, Annie, I got those backwards on
Oh,
on.
that's okay. Okay. Everybody take a shot. I know.
Yeah, you missed it.
I got another one. I don't have V1 yet. So,
Oh,
but
the
I do have a nice little case for one when I find the right pillow.
okay.
Got this at Walmart.
Well, I do want to see. I'm going to be trying to communicate with Renee as well, and I was thinking about. She's remember if you remember right, she was doing a project called Transvibrational Communication. And they actually had some hardcore evidence of this stuff happening, which was really interesting. But what I would like to do is maybe get her and some others involved in doing either one show or a series on the chakras. You know what I mean? How they have the different ones, how they work, because there's a lot of people who talk about their chakra being out of whack or something.
I never heard the terminology.
I've heard it, or even all the way to auras. And then I don't know 100% about this stuff, but I hear how people talk about it.
You mean your chakras are jammed or something?
Yeah.
Did you say chakras or chakras?
Chakras. I Texas.
Shockers.
No, not shockers.
Shockers. Well, yeah.
Chakras. Like okra. Chakra. No?
Okay. All right. Okay. My chakras are jammed. Yeah. Did you ever see Bull Durham?
Oh, yeah. A long time ago.
Yeah. The chakra. Yeah. He's breathing out of the wrong eyelid or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the Texas tongue.
From the Baltimore, Baltimoreese.
It's funny is you get the people from the north and then the south and they start talking.
I am the south, honey. I am below the Mason-Dixon line.
No, but you're still north enough that you don't call it a soda or by its name. You call it.
I call it a soda.
Oh, okay. There's others who say pop.
A pop. No, that's in Pennsylvania. That's above 97.
To me, that's a conspiracy theory. Yeah.
Why is that?
I had to throw that word out today. Because, why does it change through because at one time it was sody pop. Yep. There it is. Because I remember somebody used to call it sody pop. But see, you come down here and they don't even say sodas anymore. I'll take a Coke. What flavor?
Well, I don't drink that stuff anyway.
No.
I drink tea.
No. You miss it. What flavor?
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Pepper, 7-Up. See, but they don't call it Coke. I mean, they don't call it pop or they don't call it soda. They call it Coke. If you get into the right spots. So I'm the type of person now. I got tired of trying to figure out which one's which. And I just say, give me X drink, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to stay up with all that. Do I say dare I say it's really a conspiracy theory? No, because
it's just a regional thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just where you are in each spot. And like you can get, what is it? Texas moonshine, Tennessee moonshine, wherever else does moonshine.
Because where it is.
Mm-hmm. And it all tastes different. So,
I was at trying to pick up a couple things at a grocery store that I don't usually go to, and they had grits and shrimp, Southern style grits and shrimp. I've never had grits before, but I think it's like cream of wheat. If anybody out there knows,
Oh, grits, yeah, great. All grits is hominy.
Okay, well, see, I can't stand. When we were growing up, my grandma had like cans of hominy. That white stuff, and it was like the most disgusting thing to me.
It's
grits to me. It looks like kind of like cream of wheat.
Yeah, because it's blend. It's brought down a lot more, and then of course
Oh,
flavored a
okay.
little bit different.
So
But see, it also depends on how you cook it and how you season it. It's just like, yeah, I can put a steak on a frying pan with a little bit of
Mhm.
oil, and you get the oil flavor in it. No salt, no pepper, no nothing, and that's what you taste. And that's going to be like, ew, I don't like
like
that.
kind of like tofu.
Right, right. But
Right.
if you take that same steak and go put it on a barbecue pit with some mesquite wood, again, no seasoning, the mesquite itself would change the flavor of the meat. You get a new taste, a new seasoning. And it's not that it's a bad thing, it's just how people make something can alter the okay, Evie says it's the difference in the grind. And
Okay. So cornmeal's usually yellow, unless you use white corn.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. I
Yeah.
had no idea. I'm going to try it. I'm not going to go back down there, but I'll go to the grocery store and get some like grits or something.
I'm gonna answer that one. It's smoke. It's not.
It's smoke.
But she says mosquito seasoning. Technically, it's
No, well, yeah, you can get I saw it actually today,
they
seasoning.
have a rub. Yeah, they have mosquito.
Yeah, they have a rub, but they also have marinade.
But it's not the same as the actual smoke. You know,
Mm.
that's why you get when you go buy bacon, apple smoked bacon or something like that. You know, I can't say I've ever smoked an apple. Yes, it's a smoke seasoning the meat. Come on. I've done a lot of barbecues, my friend. So would you be saying that adding oil to cook something is a seasoning?
No.
Yeah, but by her standpoint, she says you're adding flavor, it's seasoning.
Well, when I did the steak, we had steak and eggs the other day, and I didn't feel like turning on the oven, and they were just small pieces of steak.
Right, and you
So
just
I put them in the fry pan, but I did the spray, the non-stick spray,
right,
and just pepper.
See, but then adding the pepper would be adding a seasoning.
Yeah.
A lot of people argue between the different oils that you can have, anywhere from olive oil to vegetable oil. You know, each one has a different smell.
Oh yeah, because if you cook something up in olive oil, it's going to taste like olive oil. You want it to tast that way.
It depends. I'm not a big fan of olive oil.
It's just like the different what are they? Like cooking wines and stuff like that. They all taste
that is a very specific change in it too, because you know, like alcohol can change flavors, but you know, everybody thinks, oh, I'm gonna get drunk eating rum balls.
No, I don't like cooking with wine. I when a recipe calls for that, it's just like I skip the recipe.
She's good at arguing, isn't she?
Who, Sarah?
Yeah.
Sarah.
I love to barbecue, and the number one wood I go to, and it's because I've always gotten some of the best flavors out of it. And of course, my wife, she loves it. She doesn't want anyone else's ribs. She'll go buy ribs, and I will barbecue them on the pit, and they're like fall off the bone. You know,
I'm coming down to your house. I swear.
I'm telling you.
By the time he gets home, it's way too late to grill. So, in fact, we got to buy a new grill this summer.
I actually did. We got one last year because I got tired of cooking on those tiny little things. It's not a hibachi.
Well, it's just two of us, so I don't mind the tiny little thing.
Yeah, I do. See, because I like to get that smoke in there. And if you got that little one that you just open it up and you're okay, and it's like you only get a little bit of stuff on there, and then you have to keep cooking more. And then
we had gotten Dad a really nice grill when we moved in here with him, and then he got sick, and we, as I said, the way Tom's schedule is, he comes home so late. It's just, and I'm not going to be messing with it.
Well, here's our secret. We get up early in the morning. Sun's just coming up, so get to enjoy the nice morning, and get out there, light up the barbecue pit, get all the, we don't cook just like one little meal on a barbecue pit. We cook enough that we can bag them and freeze them, and then oh, hey, do you want some barbecue? So we could end up having months and months of barbecue.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So, because it's just her and I. And
I'm going to move next door to you, I swear.
There you go. Well, if you did,
I want Miss Stella's cooking.
Think about it. You'd have her cooking, my sweets, barbecue. I mean, you're never going to want to leave. No. You'll never want to leave. Yes, you can actually cook a cake on a barbecue pit. I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I would.
Oh.
Because the smoky flavor in a cake. I mean, you probably could do a chocolate cake with coffee and then let that smoke. Hey, that actually sounds pretty good. Doing a coffee cake on a barbecue pit and get some of that smokiness into that. Oh. Hey, look, if you can grill a fish on a barbecue pit, you can. I don't know who would want to do angel food cake on a.
I don't know. That's like apples and oranges to me.
Yeah, but she's.
And here again, we get back to food.
Yeah,
I started it.
Welcome to the cafe.
I know.
So anyway, tell us a little bit about Fike Paranormal so we can be excited for them next week.
Let's see. They've gotten some new things going on. I haven't talked to him in length about it yet. But they are so excited to come back. I'm excited for them to come back.
I'm just bad with schedules because I don't ever put them.
Okay. That's okay. And I still have to send that other person a request, and I'm just kind of nervous about that.
Don't be. Just
I know. Just do it. Just do it.
Be like Nike. Just.
Yep.
Yes. And Catzilla is still next to me.
Oh, mine are out there.
Nah, yep. He's asleep like this.
Yep, they're out there. They haven't started banging yet, which I expect them to do any time now because they want more food.
Oh, okay.
More food.
Yes, Catzilla. I named it.
No, we've got several Catzillas.
Yeah, well, now this bad boy is huge. So
well, DJ gets a case of the zombies, and he has this fixation on his tail that he chases his tail. It sounds like a cat fight, but he's fighting with his tail, and he bites it, and then he gets upset because it hurts. But he was just you have to be careful because where the couch is, that's where the cat tree is, which is right next to me on my left. Not in here, of course. This is my room. No cats allowed. But he jumps up on the top. He just like, boom, sails. It's like one of these days, he's either going to hit my computer or land on my head. I'm going to have a cat hat. But he was just running around, woo, woo, up in the stairs, down the stairs, in the bedroom, out of the bedroom,
Yeah. Well,
yep.
That's him. He will be sleeping good, and all of a sudden you hear like a herd of elephants coming from one end of the house to the other, and it's him. Just one cat.
Oh, he exercises. This cat, how old is? DJ's about 8, but maybe almost close to 9 years old.
Uh-huh.
But he still gets these case of the zombies, and it's dangerous. You do not want to be in his way. And he's the sweetest cat. He's so sweet, and but he gets into that mood.
Okay, yeah, she's got a good question. What type of cat is he?
He is just a cat, and I don't want to say alley cat because just a domestic short hair, I guess.
Right. Yeah. See, they told us that Romy is a tabby, but tabbies don't get this big. And I was doing research and I found that he possibly, because he has certain signs, could be a Savannah. So,
Ooh.
yeah, there is a version of the Savannah that looks like this. And I think I've shown the picture before. Let me see if I will try to find one for you.
We have a Scout is. Oh, I can't think of it. I know one of them's Torty, and Scout is. Oh God, what is she? She's got all those different colors all over her and splotches.
Right.
I can't think of the name.
See, this one kind of looks almost identical to Romy. Okay, let's do a screen share. So if you see this image right here,
beautiful.
Yeah, that's what Romy looks like.
I've never had one that looks like that. If I say I want another one, I'm going to get shot. So,
well, these are the ones that everybody knows.
Yeah.
And you can see these are not small cats. Okay. They are not. And that's what I want. I want one of the big boys. Because Romy will do just like, oh, where does that picture go? There it is. Oh, I clicked it. There we go.
That's beautiful.
Romy could stretch out on a twin bed and literally be as long as that.
Wow.
Yeah, he's not a tiny cat. In fact, I don't even know how he sleeps on this little bench next to me because it's just an 18 by 18 square. And he somehow pulls his whole body together and he does it. He just sleeps on it. But, I mean, you can see, I can do this to Romy and he's pretty big.
Wow.
So the Savannah cats, they're not tiny cats, as you can see. They
Holy
are
smokes.
Yeah, they are domestic cats. See, this is what everybody thinks Romy's like because that's his coloring and everything. But that actually is a Savannah. There's a version of it like this. And so this is your average cat size. I think Romy is close to this one on size. And you see the ears. You see how they're kind of bigger. That's him. So he can do that. So this is your really tiny picture.
Well, the ones that we have, I get maybe you call them Bombay. They're just black cats.
Right.
It just seems like the black cats that we have more personality than the other ones do.
Yeah.
The other colors do.
So you can see the difference between a Savannah and a house cat. So it's
one big cat.
Oh yeah. You get the right breed, and I don't have a problem with it.
I can't. I'm not getting any more cats.
He's my buddy.
Sadly, we most likely will lose 3 this year.
Oh,
because they're so. Deanie, my beloved Deanie, I love him to death. He's my boy. He's not doing well. He's so skinny. He eats so much, but he's skinny. if you put your arm on, all you do is feel his backbone and his, his bones are.
Yeah.
And Scout, who is, I can't figure out what is the one that's, she's like white, but she's got black, she's got brown. Tortoiseshell? No.
Oh, no.
No. I can't think of the name of it, but she had she keeps having seizures.
Oh, poor thing.
And she had one about a month ago, and I wasn't sure what it was. And then last week she had one earlier in the week, and then the other day that I was in there, and I was like, I'm yelling at Tom because I heard this thud, and she had the third one, so I can't take her to the vet. She was so abused. Whoever I got her from, well, she got him from somebody, took him away because it was abuse. She is so scared of everything, and she's so neurotic. Oh,
see, he's not a tiny
big cat.
Yeah, he's a big boy. So you see the ears, right? Those are not your standard ears. You're okay.
Hey, sweetie.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard Scout. Scout's the one that talks a lot.
Right. He doesn't. When he does meow, though, it's not like your standard meow. You almost think it's a kitten. And if you've ever heard a Savannah meow, they don't meow like a regular thing either. They're meh. So it's but everybody's like, well, he's got the marking on his head like a tabby. I don't think he's a tabby.
Nope.
Not when I can pat him up like a dog, and we play, and he's very good. Like we'll play, and you know how like cats will claw you. He won't do that. He gets it just okay.
No. I have got more claw marks, and then when like they get excited or get scared, that's like all the claws in you.
Yeah, well, when he tries to jump off my chest like that, I usually get clawed. So. All right, folks, we're going to head out. We want to do a little bit of an after show for you. Just have some fun and wind down for the evening. Make sure you tune in on Mondays now because Free Pie is coming back. Did an episode this week. Next week, I will do an episode of the Electric Wizard so we can have some more music. And we've got some other musical guests that will be coming on live as well because we have the Jeff Burns band on Monday, and he performed live songs, and I've got some
that's what I gotta go archive because usually Mondays I'm busy. Monday nights I'm busy.
Well, so it's started. So we're gonna mix them in between, give you guys some more fun, and bring some more entertainment that's all TMV Cafe related. So, on that note, you guys have a wonderful evening.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, and
wonderful guests we had tonight.
Yes, and we're gonna have an awesome guest next week,
and the week after.
And the week after, and the week after, and the week. I don't know how many schedules we're going to be able to fill up, but we're going to try.
We are going to try to bring you the best that we can.
There you go. So on that note, guys, you have a great evening, weekend. We'll see you next time.
You betcha. Good night.
Good night.